Good morning. This is Grateful Ed. Hope you're having a fantastic day. It is it's a great day to be here, and I thank God every day that He has helped me in all the battles that I've had in my life, all the challenges that I've had, especially the last 5 years after moving back to the hometown, which is Mason, Ohio. Okay, and I want to say to everyone who has stood up and, how can I say it, taken action at whatever level that they have the ability and they have the desire in order to break down their generational curses, I salute you. And that may be a lot of things. That may be trying to right some of the injustices from their ancestors by bringing justice to light, or it may be, trying to change some of their habits or addictions, whatever that may be. It's not easy, but it's something that if you, how can I say it, if you realize that these things are not benefiting you, or you don't like the person that you're becoming because of these things, or if you've suffered too much grief, you and your family, because of it, and have decided to, say, fuck it. I'm gonna speak my mind and I'm gonna speak my truth because this is the time. Then I salute you. It's not easy, but it's something that has to be done. And as always, the people that are working at higher levels are giving me the benefit of the doubt as far as bringing out my side of the story and some of my experiences to try to balance out some of these lies and scandals that have been, I guess, prevalent for many decades. I want to thank you very much, because and I know enough is enough. So, I want to start by talking about the gang stalking. The gang stalking is real. Okay, these things, more and more light is being shined on the fact that, as far as these deep state operations, okay, that have been going on for forever, okay, that a lot of your family members, for whatever jealousy or whatever, let's just say whatever reason, that even though they're supposed to be so close to you and you've given so much time of attention, especially if they tried to raise you or pseudo raise, taking it, like in my case, taking it upon themselves to say everybody else is wrong and this is what you should be and this is how you should do. Uh, be very careful when it comes to that. When they're trying to override your own mother and grandmother or your own father or uncles as far as raising you. Okay, your family, your friends. Okay, be careful about that. The ones that are a little too much into you, a little bit too much into what you say, what you do, and try to parlay that into, how can I say, I got a whole segment on that, so I don't want to go there. Your family, your friends, military buddies, for whatever reason that they have got involved in their secret societies, their government agencies, the churches, um, who else? Everyone involved. The local community when it comes to the businesses. Okay. So, all these people that are involved in this web of gang stalking, gaslighting. In my case, it's been electronic surveillance. It's been computer hacking. It's been troops on the ground there with their cars around the circle. And never ever in 50 years has there been that much traffic around in the circle, okay, or around in our neighborhood, to be quite honest. There is And I know for a fact that other people had noticed this. Now, whether they have reported it or spoken up about it, that's one thing, okay. But, it's just too blatant, okay. Especially in my case, it's way too blatant. I don't know about other people's cases, but it's my intention to raise a consciousness to let people know this is real, okay. Once you're on the blacklist and once they're after you, they want to take your life, they want to take your soul, okay. Very important to know that. Those two are at the top. They want to steal, they want to rob, they want to cheat, they want to slander, and also ridicule, belittle you in order to, I don't know, I'm so glad that I don't have to do this shit to people, you know what I'm saying, and carry those burdens, because when you feel like you have these things attached to you, I don't know if it's demonic or whatever, I don't want these people to know about the things that I'm into, and then you find, hey, it's common, but everybody freaking knows it now anyway, what's the difference, you know what I mean? So it's like a big burden gets lifted off your shoulder. And I thank God that I never had to troll anybody or do that, It's some sick shit, okay. So, be aware, stand up, stand on your conviction, speak your mind, and don't fall into these traps and setups and karmic attachments that people they want to get into your thing, it's creepy as fuck, to be quite honest, but stand strong, okay. So, I got a friend of me, whatever, I don't know how to categorize it now, and I was brother status growing up. Anyway, this dude's a cat lover, right? So, when I moved back, there was, let me back up. I witnessed some pretty horrible shit, in the Philippines as far as putting cats in them, and I guess it was a pillowcase, and then hanging it in the tree, and then, smacking it with sticks and shit, just really bad abuse on the animals and shit. So, I moved back home, and that's not right, whether you like cats or not, you shouldn't treat the animals that way. I got my lesson from my Aunt Kay, okay, when I was younger, especially when it comes to the birds. And, I had a BB gun and I shot one, and I was all happy and reveling. It was instantaneously, because once the BB hit it, it just fell from the line. And, Kay got really upset at me about that. I'll never forget. And, I'm a bird lover and I love animals, as far as the ones that I'm attracted to. Okay. So, anyway, I'm getting off point. Oh boy, he was upset because of the animal abuse, or his opinion, or his rumor, if you will, around town, is that there's a lot of animal abuse because of the tests that are being done out at Procter and Gamble. Okay, and I never heard of that. They make soap. I don't know what the fuck. This is a thing, but it's kind of sad, because it shows the vulnerable side of the person. It's also doing all this horrible shit to you, and I don't know who else, So that is part of the things that you go through when people close to you turn on you or are a traitor. When you know some things about their heart, where they know, it's good, and not everybody's all bad, I guess. But anyway, put it this way, that there is kind within their soul, or trying to come out, and it's masked by all this pain. We'll put it that way. Okay, so that's some of the things you got to deal with. And I want to put this one out here because it's way back. So, as far as, opening up and remembering, everything, I'm not that way. But I can tell you that there were things that happened in my childhood, and this is about in a nursery, being in the nursery and looking in the window, and then they were talking about, they took me out, and then I was in another room with the nurses. It was some kind of separation. Okay. So, all my life I had wondered, why all the hush hush? Why all the hush hush? Especially with my family. Okay. And having them hide exactly what had happened on my father's side. Okay. And actually had hidden why mom was, how can I say it? She was, nobody would speak about these things because they lived in fear. We'll put it that way. Okay. So, my thought as a child is, well, do I have brothers and sisters? Do I have any, do I have a sister? Do I have a brother that I've been separated from and that has a total different life from me? And you like to know these things. So I believe something happened, all the way back as being a baby, okay, as far as being separated. And then there was some sort of manipulation there I don't know about. But I'm saying I could be wrong about these things. But there is something that needs to be told to me from my family as far as the separation, the degradation against my father and my father's side of the family, and what exactly happened when I was a baby, other than the abuse. Okay, this is from the child abuse. This is separate from that. Okay, this is on the separation and the hush hush secrets that are held in the town. Okay, and people living in fear. That's what I was talking about at the beginning. People living in fear, fear of retaliation, fear of uh, oh, you name it. If you've got all the businesses and all the foot soldiers out there on the street and on their motorcycles and in their cars, and then all the way to the bank and the drugstore and every fucking where, then it's all just one big web. So, it's time we break that shit down. I really do believe that. And I will say, again, I take flack for this and I really don't care. Okay. That there's enough natural resources and God's resources on this earth, okay, that people don't have to work their classes because of their perceived, I don't want to say royalty, I want to say their perceived status within their family or their family history, and or trying to work their way into that so they can beef up their own ego and line their own bank accounts by stealing off of children and other people that they've set up in GameStop. Okay, we'll put it that way. Okay, on that note, that's a good segue because this is raw, but it's the way I feel. Okay, when I found out about these Chinese and their organ harvesting, okay, and then using that, selling that for profits, okay, the first thing that I thought about was my own family, okay, and not putting it past them that they would do anything to make a buck. Okay. So, I know that's raw, okay, and I know that's straight up, but I gotta say, seeing the going through years and seeing their actions as far as when it comes to material things and how they would sell out their family because of that. I grew up with the saying, I wouldn't put it past them. Okay. Okay. So, when it comes to some of the folks, okay, who would, run these operations, especially ones that are really in your inner circle, okay, and maybe they don't know how to express their love or whatever. I don't know. I'm not going to make any excuses for anybody at this point right now. I'm just saying I perceived as we get older, I perceived a dwindling status in their ego or their standing within the community for whatever reason. Okay. And these actions turned into meanness and hate. Okay, I will put that word out there because it's accurately describes what I've experienced. Okay, as far as being at the house and sitting at the house and having resources, and then pinpointing people out. Hey, I bet this fucker he getting a check from the government. Okay. If it's an illegal thing, okay, I understand. If it's a spite or a jealousy thing, you got a big problem. You got a big problem. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Also, maybe to hide up these, how can I say it, indiscretions about being peeping Tom or spying on people at a younger age that held you back from, how can I say, fulfilling some of the things, your goals in life, and you're jealous because of other people's accomplishments, you got a big, big problem. Okay, because that's your problem. Okay, that's your decisions and your actions. So you try to take that out on other people. I don't like the way this person shines. I don't like the way this person's success is. You got a big problem. Okay, you got a big problem. Okay, and also, it's like how can I say? It's almost it's some kind of attraction, like to know everything that you do and everything. Like, okay, for example, the type or brand of medicine, and if it's better than this other brand. And I'm not talking illegal drugs, I'm just talking medicine. To know, what kind of list of drugs that you have from the VA, because they know they pass that shit around like a, what do you call that? Smorgasbord, all your information. So I'm not, making any, there's no doubt in my mind that they've used that information, in order to try to use that, manipulate and gaslight you, try to make you feel bad about these things. And that's part of the MO, okay? That is part of the MO. They will try to make you feel bad about your accomplishments, or, well, let's just say you've got, nobody's perfect, and I've got a lot of things where I've stumbled, but, I've tried to put those in perspective and try to do better from it. So, when you're a head soldier in this thing and you are working with the Stubbs crime family, and directly or indirectly, I really don't give a shit at this point. But in order to do this, to try to, bring people down because of their accomplishments, or about trying to better themselves and not, fall into those traps again because you can't get out of it, that's some sick shit, bro. I mean, it is, enough is enough. Okay. And before I go off too much, I just want to say that the gang stalking is real, okay? And it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're in the inner city. It doesn't matter if you're in the suburb. And I suppose it doesn't matter, if you're on the upper crust, if you live up on the hill, okay? If they come after you and you get blacklisted, then there's this thing about, with the federal government about, I guess they're paying people in order to frickin' do this and put it under the guise of being a domestic terrorist. Okay? So, it's deep. And, our country is so much better than that. And there's no need because of all the resources that we have. Okay. So, let me just remind you, the Stubbs crime family, I'm calling you out. You're looking at identity theft, you're looking at bank fraud, you're looking at insurance fraud. Lord knows what you've ginned up on that shit. Uh, Using all these government agencies with your connections and your cronies. IRS is one of them, I'm sure. There's no doubt. IRS is the one who, during Obama's term, they were using that to weaponize against people, and you see what Biden's trying to do, but I guess they're not funded. Hire all these IRS agents to go after people. Okay, and then also the directed energy weapons, illegal surveillance. Lord knows what you're doing with those tapes. Okay, mortgage theft. There's something up. There's something up because that's been the MO the same time. You think you own the property and it's going to come out. I believe in my heart of hearts, we're about ready to see some truth on the board. Computer hackers, who you hire to do that, who volunteered to do it. I'm saying it's there and it's captured. The gang stalking, the gaslighting, VA medical fraud, and I've been exposed to the fake marriages. Okay, so there's something to be said about all those things. When it comes to justice, it's time for justice. When it comes time to restitution, it's time to restitution, to pay restitution. Okay, and also when it comes to about being open and honest about telling the truth, I think it's about time. So, okay. That's all I got right now. Thank you very much. Have a great day. God bless you. God bless America. And keep on keeping on.